Wouldn't you like to understand this AI revolution in terms where you can actually cook it yourself? Well, that's what the Cozy AI Kitchen is for. We're going to deliver to you different easy ways to work with this magical semantic code stuff and orchestrate AI that tastes good to you. You can try it out, change the code, do whatever you like, because the Cozy AI Kitchen is meant to be cozy comfortable.
Well, here we are, John. A couple years later.
Last episode of the Cozy AI Kitchen.
Yeah. How did we get started on all this?
Well, I had that party in my house, and then you came by and you said, hey, maybe we have some extra green screen time, want to try it out? What drove you to say that?
Our technical director, Matt, said, we've got this green screen, we're not using it, we should make more use of it. And so we wanted to have some fun with it. And you said, I want this vibe
of some kind of way to make AI less fearful, because AI was coming. It was 2 years ago. People didn't understand it. Engineers didn't understand it, much less regular people. So how could we demystify it? And I had the love for Mr. Rogers, which you have as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
And then Electric Company, another reference.
Yep.
And then
in Sesame Street.
Thank you, Sesame Street.
Yep.
And then we got together with Matt, and then suddenly some creativity kind of came out.
It did. We had a mood board.
That's right.
Right? We put together a mood board of these different color palettes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the kitchen sort of came to be, and then I went onto my Amazon, I got a carted over, I got a toaster.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, and then later we found that microwave that matched perfectly.
Perfect, yellow, sort of on brand. And then you found all these bread things. It was incredible. You found bread in Microsoft. I mean,
right.
Who would have thought? So,
leftover bread.
Right?
Yeah. And then how did we come up with the name? Do you remember?
Actually, we went back and forth about it, and we both liked the idea of cozy.
Yes.
Cozy, and then Cozy AI, because AI didn't feel cozy to anyone at the time.
Right.
And then you went off and sort of had this idea of taking cereal boxes.
Right.
And super inspired by that.
Yeah.
Where did you get this idea from?
Well, at first we were going to do some special effects and everything, some more green screen special effects.
Right.
And then it's like, we're making this way harder than it needed to be.
Right.
We've got practical effects.
Exactly. I mean, it's also like very good cost control, right?
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah.
And then so kind of made this first one called Old Fashioned Code, remember? And if you remember, in the first episode, we had some digital effects. It was incredible because the semantic code, and if you remember, when we opened it, there was a kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a great scene to review in the Cozy AI Kitchen history. I mean, that was like Pixar level.
Our editors are second to none.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what creativity and also drive to just be a human, making human things inside Microsoft.
Yeah.
Very cool. And that's largely because of you, Ross.
Well, I would say it's a partnership.
No, I want to say that I remember I was a new person to Microsoft, and I'm the new kid in school, and I got no friends. I don't have like my lunchbox kind of, SUCKSs, and, I got the wrong backpack. And then, Ross, you chose to be my friend. And I was like, why does he want to be my friend? So it was like in a lunchroom where I was eating alone, and he kind of sat down with me because he's been here for a while.
32 years, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, like I was like still a Microsoft baby. And so thank you for doing that, Ross. It meant a lot to me.
Oh, well, it was, we quickly vibed, right? We quickly had this connection of this is the direction we want to go.
Right.
We had a lot of fun creating it.
Vibe show. It was vibe show creation, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember along the way, when I was working on Semantic Kernel, this phrase came out because of GPT-4 planners. And planners, as we know, are the foundation of specification first development or whatever, right? And it's so interesting that we also talked about plugins, which became the foundation of skills.
Yep.
So all the words were wrong, but the the stuff inside was correct,
Right.
right?
Yep. The box is held up.
And then do you remember when we started talking about models, looking for an analogy?
Mm-hmm.
And we chose bricks, right?
That's right.
Because at the time people thought, oh, the model's gonna steal all my information. It's like a sponge, but it's just a brick. It's baked with information. So you can try to like hope the information leaks into it, but it doesn't. So we used metaphors like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the bricks work great.
The bricks are good, and you notice we have GPT-4o has a little googly eyes and multimodal.
That's right. That's right.
But definitely the fan favorite has been the embeddings. Can you bring that over, please? And can you read what they are, Ross, again?
Long-grain embeddings, vectors just like your grandma used to make.
Right. That's the sort of the way, you know? I mean, people didn't understand that you had completion models, and you also had embedding models, which create long vectors that people use to be able to compare information. And so just like grandma used to make them, right? It worked.
Absolutely.
And then there is maybe people could never see this, but can you ask the rice dice? The rice dice. The rice dice is an important prop in the Cozy Egg Kitchen world. Maybe you can grab a few there. So
there's something very pleasing about grabbing these dice.
It's a bunch of dice, you know, and it's kind of like, this is kind of a metaphor for tokens, like the AI tokens. It's like, whoa, I hope I get lucky, right? I hope the chat completion completes. And then we also have a toaster and a hot pot to be inclusive of cultures as well, to cook things. But wait for it, right? That jar. The jumbo jar of personas, because agents were trending like a year and a half ago. And so what we did with the personas, now called system prompts attached to agents, we were able to create a stage out of the yellow microwave oven to have them sit in there as agents. But as you know, we were concerned about people thought, are we frying the egg, right?
Yeah.
That was a little concern.
Right.
Yeah, so we tried to like make sure you didn't feel like we were abusing the agents, right? They have a hard enough time. Well, Ross, when you think about your long career here, a storied career, and you think about at this completion moment, where does the Cozy AI Kitchen sit in your world?
I can tell you it was one of my highlights of my career. Like we always had fun. We had such a variety of guests on the show talking about using AI in so many different ways I did not imagine. I can tell you, sitting behind the camera during some of the episodes, I was just, mind blown type of of moments where it's just like, wow, I never thought about using AI in that way. Agents doing the work for me. When that first came around, it's like, whoa, now it's like everybody's talking about agents. It's not that big a deal. It was fun. It was casual. It was, let's try this type of moment. And I think one thing I kind of learned along the way was like embrace serendipity. Serendipity brought us together.
The dice
rolled,
yeah.
I was acting manager at the time. My wonderful manager Golnez was on maternity leave, so your email came to me because I was the acting manager. And then it's like, okay, let's have a meeting. So and we just rolled from there. So it's just been a fun, wild ride on the Cozy AI Kitchen.
I remember now, like I moved to Redmond to take care of my parents. And so I really was like a half a year in when I met you. And my mother died recently, as you know. But she used to watch the Cozy AI Kitchen. She would sit there with her phone and she loved it. So thank you for giving her joy while she was alive, Ross.
My pleasure, yeah. And I can tell you, my wife, Julie, is not super technical, but she loved watching you present in the Cozy AI Kitchen. She would laugh out loud at the energy and the enthusiasm you brought to the topics we had each episode.
We do love the dentist episode. Remember the dentist episode.
I remember my wife and my daughter now go to Dr. Maeda.
The greatest dentist in the area, Bell Red, Dr. Maeda.
Not an official endorsement. The
Not an
producer
official
said.
endorsement. Yeah. Well, I'm really hoping that, after everything you've done at Microsoft and for Microsoft and your team, that the Cozy AI Kitchen keeps you cozy, because you deserve to be cozy, Ross. You're like one of the great people that I've had a chance to meet in my life. So this is a great moment for us.
Yeah, and thank you, John, for this opportunity to work with you. It's been amazing. And thank you also to our incredible crew.
Yeah, can the crew come out?
Yeah, my manager, Gomez, our editors, Chris and Ricardo, our producer, Jolynn, and then we have coming in here, associate producers, technical director. Here's Sarah. Here's Allison. Here's Matt, maybe.
Matt, maybe. Here he's coming.
If he's running.
Behind the control panel, right?
Yeah. It takes a team to make this all work, and the teamwork has been incredible, and I appreciate all the work that everybody has done on this show. So thank you all.
And I think it's time to close the kitchen.
I think it's time to close the kitchen, hang up the aprons, perhaps.
I think so. Let's do that.
All right.
Just like a graduation ceremony. Okay now. All right. Bye.